Welcome you all in my another session on again hedge fund. So in this session we are going to discuss about fee structure in hedge fund. How hedge fund managers or hedge funds charge fees to the investors. So we'll discuss that in details. See, the general or I would say as per the industry standard, the structure what we have in a hedge fund industry is like 2 and 20. So what is this 2 and 20 rule? See, 2% it means management fees, and 20% it means it's an incentive, basically incentive or performance based fees. Performance based fees. So now, sir, what is the difference between management fees and performance based fees? See, basically every fund need some cost, right, for day to day expenses, correct? Day to day expenses. So that is something you can call it as a operating cost, right? Operating cost to operate the fund operations. So that is needed actually, not only to the hedge fund, even in a mutual fund also, that 2% cost is needed. So it's a it's a mandate cost, I would say, because as a fund manager they hire traders, they hire technology, system, accountants, they hire lots of people to manage the business. Are you getting my point? But if let's say they don't get the management fees, then how they'll survive? So it means basically management fees is all about the mandate, or I would say it's an operational cost, right? And who pays this management cost? Of course the limited partners, limited partners, it means investors, they pays this cost to the general partners, or I would say fund managers. Fund managers. So that's how you can differentiate management fees. Now your question would be, so if we talk about management fees, is it something 2% which is a fixed? No, 2% which is not fixed. See, sometime you can see this fees varies as well, and sometime fund managers, they can offer fixed management fees 2% throughout the funds life cycle. So that depends. And apart from that, 2% which is not, again, which is not a fixed, it's a standard but which is not fixed. You might see 1.5%, you might see 2%, you might see 3%, 4%. So it depends. All right. So now if I talk about management fees, how calculate? Funds basically calculate. See, management fees calculate on the basis of AUM. Sir, what is AUM? AUM means asset under management. Asset under management. Now if I talk about asset under management, let's say fund has investment in equity worth of rupees 1 lakh USD, right? Fund has also the expenses as well. Expenses means payable that I'm talking about, let's say for 20,000. So total asset would be 80,000, right? So that 80,000 you can call it as asset under management into 2% divided by 100, which would be somewhere around 1600. So 1600 would be the management fee. So this is how basically your management fees works in hedge fund. So now if I talk about incentive fees or performance fees, see, this is basically fees, the again limited partners process or pays this fees to the general partners on performance of the fund. Performance of the fund. All right. So if let's say fund doesn't perform, then investors, they'll not process any fees to the hedge fund managers or general partners. So how this works? Let's take an example for incentive fees. Let's say a investor invested 100k or 1 lakh USD in the year of 2024 with ABC fund, right? See, on this fund, management fees can be charged, right? But let's say in 2025, January 2025, right? So how it looks like, let's say this is the investment cycle. Fund invested here, and in 2025 fund reached to the 1,50,000. So it means there is a positive gain of 50,000, right? So on this positive gain, 20% fees can be charged. So almost 10,000, that would be the incentive fees, and it goes to the general partners on performance of the fund. So this is how, guys, it works. See, there are more exceptions as well, like ifs and buts, that we basically discuss in our course only, like your the incentive fees calculation, hurdle rate, high water mark, along with practical examples, that all we discuss in our basically live sessions. But yeah, this is something you can just assume it for understanding. See, incentive fees, which is not the part of operating cost, it is something they offer on performance, I would say. Few funds they record incentive fees to the balance sheets, few fund they doesn't record it, they only report it to the partner's capital book. So it depends actually. All right, so this was all about incentive fees and management fees. Again, incentive fees calculates on the basis of asset under management, and with the condition like if fund perform well, then only investors will process incentive fees, otherwise investors they will not process any incentive fees or performance fees. I hope you get this. So we'll see you next episode. Thank you very much for watching this. Meanwhile, you can check my courses as well. We have launched placement assured, 100% assured program. You can enroll to this program and do a better career. Thank you very much.